Wait, have we started?
Everything is on. We'll just.
Oh,
but yeah,
crap.
nah, what's it called? So it's like an AI thing. You ask it whatever question, as long as it's not like a.
Oh, you should have said AI then.
Yeah.
I thought GBT is like something to do with tax or some shit. I
Yeah,
was
but
like,
you don't
what-
say
what's
you don't
this
say
guy talking about?
chat
For fuck's
AI.
sakes, niggas said tax or something.
Yeah, I thought GBT sounds more like a financial thing. I don't know.
I'm sure they can
Yeah.
do it in taxes.
I think you mean GST.
GST. Oh yeah, GST. What I'm thinking.
Niggas dumb. Oh my lord.
Just one of those things you avoid.
So what does that do?
Chat GST.
No. So you basically, I'll use this one as an example. Yeah. You know, Peter was like, suggested mental health. So I was just like, give us 3 questions to discuss on a podcast about mental health.
You put that in there and it gives you the
And
questions.
then it gave, everything that I copied and pasted to you was.
How long does it take to give you the
This
answers?
nigga didn't even take time to
How have you not?
choose. He just copied and pasted.
copied.
So you didn't even look through to read anything.
I sent it to you guys. No. Obviously, I looked through it and I.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby
Yeah,
Kosaya
really.
Boaji.
Bobby,
That's him for you.
Bobby, you know a lot about GBT. What does it stand for? The GBT.
Huh?
What the GBT? What does it stand for?
Which one?
The GBT. What does it stand for?
I don't like-
GPT.
Nigga, no one knows what it stands
GBT.
for.
Just no, it's AI.
Gender. Gender transformation people.
That's GTB.
Oh yeah, that's true.
My guy's thinking of
Nah,
GPS.
that's crazy.
That's crazy though. So like when you put it in, it just gives you the answer straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your
Damn.
assignment you're working on, you can just
Hey, don't,
No. Don't do that.
come
Nah.
back with
You know what's funny? I walked into the library the other day and I saw so many students just the thing is open GPT, all of them. I was like, damn. I wish
Did
this.
you report them?
I don't care.
Come on, bro.
I wish this was around when I was
You
at
are-
uni, bro.
What?
Yo.
Oh man.
all you have to do is paraphrase.
obviously.
Yo, yeah, they
Yeah,
do
you can't
that,
just copy
but
and paste
still,
it.
that's not the point though.
You can't even reference that.
It's
Can you
easier
reference
to
that?
paraphrase.
Yeah,
No,
you
no,
can-
no.
If you ask it to give you references,
If
it
you
will
ask it to
reference
give you
What
references,
the
it
hell
will give
is
you
happening,
references,
bro?
bro. You literally tell it APA edition. I haven't used it for uni yet.
This guy said yet.
You can. It will reference it for you.
You can, but the thing is,
You can
oh,
reference that.
let me
It
put
will
you-
reference if you
the-
ask it to reference.
It'll reference
if
it.
you ask it to write an article and say mental health and give references,
It will give
after,
it.
it will write the
In
article
text,
and then
everything.
give references.
Because that's how it actually gets its information, because it searches the web and picks all over the internet.
So, like, instant
anything
like that,
that is on the
instantly.
internet, it will pick
Shit.
instantly. Artificial intelligence.
I know, but
then- then you have to use Quillbot.
it's just fascinating that is like.
Quillbot. Trust me.
What is this guy saying?
Right? I'll show you an image. Yeah.
Wait, what are we even talking about this? What are we
About
why are
Congo.
we-
About Congo.
Why are we even trying to like talk about this like it's a good thing?
What's the good thing?
Well, for students, no, it's not a good thing. You have to do your own research. Don't go and
Oh
type.
yeah, they say you have to do your own
Bro,
research.
it can even write you songs, bro.
Really?
Rap lyrics. How do you
There's
think Bobik
AI
is making it
AI
these days?
that is used to clone people's voices and everything.
I know. I know that.
I just said
2,000 words.
write a 2,000 word about Chelsea being the best football club.
And it's just writing like that.
Did you add to give references?
Nah.
Ask it to add references and see what articles
Alright,
it
then we'll
references.
stop.
Chat GPT is bro.
Yeah,
That's what
man.
it is, huh?
We're living in 2023. This guy's living in 2020. It's okay.
All he's thinking about is taxes.
Yeah, June, July, I'll
GST.
claim that money, man.
Chat GST.
Yeah. To chat GST.
Well,
No, but I knew about AI, but I thought it was just like I saw it on TikTok. I thought it was just like doing those.
That is AI.
No, I knew about AI, but I knew about
Yeah.
people's voices and like because I saw Kanye perform Ice Spice song. I was like, is this real? Or and then in the comments it says like AI is like doing some crazy stuff, but I
Yeah.
didn't know that this is also AI.
yeah.
AI is broad. Artificial intelligence is broad. So many things. Even Siri's AI.
I have a bad
Yeah.
feeling about this AI thing in the future.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the future is the future. There's a lot of things.
Terminator. Go on.
True though, it could be the Terminator. You never know.
Matrix.
It could be it could be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I feel like it will
back.
develop.
I'll be back.
I feel like it will develop its own understanding somehow. That way, it takes world control over everything.
Okay.
You remember this moment one day.
Nah, I don't think it'll get that far, honestly.
I don't think so too.
I don't think. I feel like that's just fictional
Unless,
stuff.
of course, someone intentionally creates it for that
for
purpose.
that purpose.
Which someone would do.
Yeah, low key.
Man, there's some people who hate
There's
their
some out
life.
there who's like even creating it now. There's like all those
Yeah,
nerds
yeah.
and they're like,
There is literally some people who hate their life like that. They would want everyone to die. along
Yeah,
with them.
yeah. No.
Yeah. So, sounds like a mental health issue.
Yo, I was gonna ask. Well, now Mookie is here, right? I'll ask one question.
What you gonna introduce?
What's your favorite quote or piece of advice that you've received? Or like, what's a quote that you go by? For me, it's everything happens for a reason.
Sikam pedidi.
Money doesn't like noise.
It's all pink on the inside.
Money. Oh no,
I
go
would
on.
say life is a journey and just take everything as it comes.
Life's a journey and take everything as it comes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, why that one?
Because a journey always
Because
ends.
like I feel you can't tell the future of what is going to come,
Yeah.
and you can't be too prepared. You can't be too prepared because you don't know what will come, and you just gotta be ready to take one step at a time and deal with what you have in front of you first, and then go on from there.
Yeah, Chris, what about you?
Remember where you came from.
Remember where you
It's
came
literally it's a screensaver.
Oh, actually.
Remember where you came from.
Yeah.
Where did you come from, actually?
Nah, it doesn't matter. It's about chill. It's about the hustle. Like, it's
Yeah.
easy for me to lose focus of the goal. So if I remember where I came from, I know where I want to be. So I clearly don't want to go back to where I came from.
Where is that?
That makes
Doesn't
perfect
matter. From the trenches. I don't want to go back to
The
the
guy was in
trenches.
World War II in the trenches.
Nah, it's relative.
He used to
Nah,
live in
no,
Ghana.
I know.
He used to
Yeah.
live in Ghana.
Yeah.
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 He used to live in Ghana.
Him. That's where he came from.
There's not even about the country. There's not even about the.
And what's wrong with living in
No,
Ghana?
just dragging it.
He's saying Ghana is
Anyways,
a ghetto. Is that what
Nah,
you're saying?
that's what you're
started.
implying.
No
But
conversations.
yeah. Anyways. Hey, chill out. Yeah, now for me, it's for most believers do know this. Let tomorrow worry for itself. You know, you can't always stress about everything. You can't fix everything. You can't control everything in your life, but like every little aspect of it. But obviously, like he says, you know, life is a journey. You take each day at a time. Was it?
Yeah.
Like I said, like for most believers do know. Let tomorrow worry for itself.
Believers.
Yeah. Let every day worry for itself, eh?
Let tomorrow
Oh,
worry
no.
for itself.
That was your thing, eh? Yeah.
What did you, no, he
Like-
said something else.
The life is a
Like,
journey.
take everything as it comes. So it's pretty
comes.
similar, right?
Yeah,
It's pretty similar.
Yeah.
It's just like biblical.
yeah.
Because I feel a lot of the time people worry too much,
Yeah.
and when you worry, how's that gonna fix the problem?
True.
I'm not saying don't feel the emotion, feel that emotion, but then focus your attention on what can I do to fix it.
Yeah.
Because I feel everyone just dwells in, oh, this is happening, that is happening, and then you just pay too much attention to that.
But that's true. But you also have people that end up worrying, and the worry is what drives them to fix whatever situation they're going through.
So you're saying that if they don't worry, then they wouldn't.
Yeah.
What he's basically saying is, from my understanding, is some people work best under pressure. That's
That's
So-
it.
Pressure makes diamonds.
He
No,
knows
J.
a lot
Cole,
about
is it J.
diamonds.
Cole?
So that's J. Cole, man.
We need to
Cole-
pray
Cole
for you. We
under
need to pray
pressure.
for you a little bit.
I
So
want to
small,
make
eh?
diamonds.
If you hear this guy say anything that sounds
Just know it's J. Cole.
sounds very.
J. Cole.
It's J. Cole. It never comes up with anything on its own.
It's all pink on the inside.
Yeah.
I bet you
Crazy.
your quote or your statement or
Oh, no, honestly.
it's from
That
J.
one
Cole.
is-
It's from
no,
J.
no,
Cole,
no,
isn't
It's a
it?
general
It's
thing.
not-
Everyone says that.
Nah,
Yeah, but
for me,
his one is from J. Cole. Watch.
it's not for everything happens for a reason. It's not from J. Cole. It's from a
Everything
Bible
happens for a
verse that I
reason.
kind of just took it aside. It was just like all things work for the good of those who trust the Lord. And I was just like, everything happens for a reason, bro. Like I don't have control over everything in life. You get what I mean? Literally anything can happen at this very moment.
You actually don't have control over anything.
In life.
Yeah, anything.
Anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. I don't know.
There's a false sense of control we seem to
Yeah.
have. We don't have control over anything. Like you said, you can die tomorrow.
Yeah, literally, bro.
Even the car you're driving anything can happen while you're driving. So you don't have control over it.
You sort of have control, but you sort of don't have control over it.
Would you?
Yeah.
Self.
You sort of have control over something, but
Yeah.
you still sort of don't have control over it. Because then when you die, it's like, that's it. You don't have control over that.
The fact that anything can happen in any situation, I think is a false sense of control we have to give ourselves.
That we are in
To cope.
control.
The peace
Yeah.
of mind to do things. Aside that, It's just a false sense of control.
Would you agree it's more so the decisions you make that lead you to the outcome? For
Yeah.
example, like you said, the car accident. What if you went for a walk instead of driving?
Wait, but then I can always.
But
Still,
then,
niggas have been hit by cars.
but
walking.
then, if it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. Yeah. So
Everything
if you're going
happens
to
for a
die,
reason.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Walk and can.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're meant to be dead today, even if you sleep the whole day, you still
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, see,
A meteor will fall on your house.
on the topic of like dying and everything, right? I used to also think, like, bro, honestly, I used to be so scared of, not scared of death or anything. Hold on.
How can we go around and ask everybody about code
Let,
delay?
let, let,
No,
let
no,
him
no.
finish. bro, let him
But you
finish.
never asked
Caleb,
me.
if you cut it, it just ruins the whole
okay,
thing. Come on.
right.
No,
Just feel left out. That's all.
no. I was just gonna say.
There.
I was gonna say on the topic of the whole thing, I used to like feel like the moment that I wake up, I'm not dying. Like
What?
No. I had this.
Okay,
mentality-
go on. Hold on.
I feel you.
I had this. I had this thing. Like I'm not scared of death or anything, right? But I just felt like the chances of me dying in my sleep is so high compared to the chances of me dying while I'm awake. Because I know when I'm awake, I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where there's gonna be a mistake.
That makes sense.
So
I sort of get it,
I
but-
always used to be like the only time I was actually scared of death
It's when you are asleep.
when because I'm like at that point I'm just there like
Well,
you
you
can
like
just
taking naps though.
does that make sense? You can just go like that. So you were talking about death and that just reminded me that was the only time. And then I realized that people die in their sleep, bro. Like
Yeah.
no. Actually, I had it
die
the other way.
awake.
I had it the other way. The only time I wasn't scared of death was when I was sleeping because I thought like I'm sleeping. Nothing's gonna happen to me. Like everything is shut off. The world shut off. Nothing's gonna happen. Like
But you don't know what's happening around you.
that's the thing.
Anyone can just come. Pop.
I would say the world is more like of a scarier place than when you are in sleep.
Yeah.
Because
True.
you've got all these other things that you gotta
You
account
have no idea of what is
Yeah.
really happening.
But then again, you are less vulnerable when you're awake than you are when you're asleep.
Which is what he said.
You're less vulnerable when you're.
When you are awake
When
than
you're
you are
awake,
asleep.
then when
Yeah.
you're more vulnerable asleep than you are
Yeah.
awake.
Which is
Yeah.
why
That's
he
what I
was
would
not
say.
scared when
That is what he's
when he
saying.
woke up. That's why he felt like, oh yeah, I've got another chance. I have another opportunity. Is that right?
No, he's saying that. He's saying that. No.
He's saying he's more vulnerable when he's asleep
When
than
he's
he is
asleep.
awake.
Yes,
he's
that's
awake.
why.
When he's
But
awake-
he said
When I'm awake, I messed it up. When I'm awake, I don't put myself in situations to die. You get what I
so you
mean?
can
Like,
control
But when
yeah,
you-
I
when
can
you're
control it. But when I'm
asleep-
asleep, if I was to just stop breathing,
that's the exact same thing. Bro.
I wouldn't have any control over it. If someone comes and then puts a pillow on my head, I have no
Therefore,
control over
you're
it.
more vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's actually what
he
he's
said,
saying.
right?
That's what I'm saying.
Caleb, tell us, what's your quote?
These two shall pass.
This too shall pass.
All shall pass.
I feel like anything that happens, me having that mentality that this too shall pass. Like even if it's happiness, right? Like I use this. There was this guy. I know Simon Sinek. Do you guys know him?
Simon
I've heard
Sinek.
about
Yeah.
Simon
I had to
Sinek.
do a uni thing on him. Eh?
Yeah.
No,
Simon
never heard
Sinek
of
was saying something about happiness. That the people that if you want to be happy, I don't think it's Simon Sinek. Honestly, I shouldn't. I don't know who it is, but I'm pretty sure it's Simon Sinek. Anyways, it was saying this thing about happiness that if you want to be, if you want to enjoy happiness, look at the people that surf, right? Like surfers, right? Surfing is like when you are on the ocean, you wait for that wave to come, and then when you get on the wave, right, you stay there for just a short period of time, and then you come down. That when they are there, that is happiness to them because they've caught the wave now. They are on it now, so it's like they are on top of what they want to be. So to them, that is happiness. So if you wanna enjoy happiness, like it wouldn't last, right? So we searching for like all this like happiness and like searching for all these things. It's not gonna last. And the way I see it, like when I say this too shall pass, it's like happiness shall pass, worries, troubles, trials and tribulations, they all shall pass, right? So that's how like I live by. Like when I'm going through something, I know that this is not gonna last forever. Like I'm gonna come over this either way or two. So yeah.
But why does society make it seem like happiness, sorrow, or joy, depression, that up and down wave is not normal? Is there anything wrong with being sad? Is there anything wrong with being depressed? Is there anything wrong with being down?
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think as humans, we are meant to feel emotions and things happen in our life that makes us happy and sad. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We are allowed to be sad. We are allowed to feel depressed. We are allowed to be happy. And then, like I was saying, when the sadness comes, just know that it will pass, right?
Yeah.
And when the time of your life when you are very happy, like on your wedding day and stuff, your wedding day is not gonna last for the whole week. Or even if it lasts for the whole week, it's still gonna pass anyway, right? So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Even a lifetime.
I would add to what he said. It's for me. It's more so those things help you appreciate
Life.
when you are happy. If you don't, if you're constantly happy, I don't think you would ever appreciate that feeling until something bad happens.
True.
Because there needs to be a balance in everything.
Yeah.
And I feel the bad things in life help you look at the good that you have, and you're like, you know what, this is actually not that bad.
Yeah. And it's also like, it's also like, could you imagine being happy all the time? You'd be exhausted. You know, it's
Yeah.
like you're always on this adrenaline rush or whatever it is. It's like you're always like happy.
Nah, I
happy.
disagree, bro.
I don't know what
Like-
kind of happiness you have, bro. But
No, I'm saying that. Could you imagine being happy all the time?
Nigga, I can.
But all happiness is not the same though. Like you can be happy without being on adrenaline.
No, but that's what I'm saying is like I'm talking like
Do you
there's
think you cannot be happy all the time?
no, I cannot be happy all the time because I know there's something gonna happen that it's not gonna make me happy.
Forget about the uncertainties that come with life. Would you rather be happy all the time or have up and downs?
I'd rather have up and downs. Because if I'm, like you said, if I'm happy all the time, I wouldn't appreciate it, I wouldn't appreciate anything, right?
No,
Like-
that's cap. For some people, yes.
For me,
It's
me
like-
personally, if I'm happy all the time, I wouldn't
Okay.
appreciate the times where
Cool.
I had nothing to eat,
If
right?
you personalize it,
Exactly.
there's nothing we can say to counter it. So yeah, that's fine. Because just like he said, I would rather you say some people, if they're happy all the time, wouldn't appreciate it. Because you, just like we have billionaires that appreciate money, we also have billionaires that don't appreciate money.
Yeah.
You get it. So it's obviously very subjective who is feeling what and how they're going to express how they're feeling.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Even
no,
with that billionaire, I think it's also why is it that you want that money? Like for some, it's just accumulating all these assets and rewards, but it means nothing. It's just to show off to others. Whereas to others, whereas to other billionaires, it's accumulating these things. It's for a purpose and a goal. So it's like
So it's very
continuously.
subjective.
Yeah.
Even with that same happiness, take back to happiness. What makes you happy wouldn't be
Won't
what
make-
makes
Wouldn't
you
make- yeah,
happy.
true.
You
Yeah.
feel me? So what you're gaining joy from would probably piss me off.
Yeah, like the way you said, like some people
Yeah, so it's-
make money and they're happy. Some people
Very,
make
very
money and they're not
subjective.
happy. So
But does money bring happiness though?
Partly.
This question.
it brings happiness. I don't think it buys it. It brings happiness.
It brings freedom. That's
Yeah.
what I
It brings
believe.
freedom.
Yeah, and freedom brings happiness.
More money, more problems.
No,
I'd rather have a shit ton of problems in a Lambo than have a shit ton of
Yes.
problems in a
Yeah.
Corolla.
Because what did they say? What did the guy say? There's what? There is no nobility in poverty, right?
Exactly.
So
Either way,
Yeah.
just because I made that statement, it doesn't change the fact that I don't want money.
Yeah,
I bet.
You gotta understand that. But I'll definitely tell you from my experience, the more money I've had, the more problems I've had. The more money I've had, the more I've spent. The more money I've had, the more everything I've had to everything upgraded.
Yeah.
So, but I'd rather be upgrading.
But what's the point of having money if you're not going to upgrade?
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
But then again, wouldn't it also be how you spend that money?
Yeah.
Like,
What you use the money for?
yeah,
Yeah.
and like being knowledgeable and knowing how to budget. If you're gonna go
Oh, no, of
live
course, of
outside of
course.
your means, then I
Yeah,
feel that's
yeah.
where the trouble comes in. 'cause
Again,
then you get into
facts.
debt.
No, true.
Again, in me saying that, it's not to say that I went overboard, but no, there was more problems because I grew up. I started making more money because I grew up. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I came to the age where I needed to work. I finished school. I needed to make money. Now I'm making more money and I'm taking the next step in life. I need more money. Like, it's not, oh, I'm making more money. Let me go get, the most expensive things in the world. No. If you get what I'm saying. But it's just, again, it's part of life, part of
Yeah.
moving forward, like more money, more problems.
Like I honestly
More
do-
responsibilities, I should have said.
Yeah. No, like
Nah. No more
I don't think so.
responsibilities.
well, no, I think money does bring happiness, Because freedom, as you said, freedom. I think first of all, it brings freedom, and if if you have freedom, you're happy. You know, because you're not really.
Some people are rich and they're still not free.
I think you have
Yeah, that's what I'm
you
saying.
have more
Maybe they don't-
freedom, and
Yeah,
depends
yeah.
how you made the money.
Yeah.
It depends on how you make that. You create that freedom.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they can be super rich and still not be free.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think a criminal who's made so much money,
What kind of criminal are we talking about?
let's
We
say,
need specifics.
Be very
Yeah,
specific.
I'm sure.
let's say,
If you're gonna,
dirty money,
Because I know a shit ton of criminals
Yeah,
that are free and living off the bounties they've robbed off
Yeah.
people.
okay,
So-
yeah, a criminal who's, let's say,
Robbed the
killed
bank.
somebody, robbed the bank, whatever, such and such. Your standard typical criminal who's, you know,
Yeah.
I
would've
don't,
got
I
it.
don't
But is
know.
Okay, your standard typical criminal who's
Yeah.
even gone to gone to jail.
Yeah,
They have
yeah,
millions in the account, and it's all from dirty money. And but the thing is, they can't truly enjoy that money
'Cause they have to
because
look after
they
their
always have
shit.
to watch their back.
Yeah.
Not only that, like even those who I feel like there's no point robbing the bank.
so I think it comes down to how you make the money and how you spend the money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you work for it, it's different. If
Yeah.
you got it easy, like you
Yeah.
said, you're not gonna appreciate the same way. There's some billionaires who don't appreciate the billions they have, and there's some billionaires who appreciate it because they know where they came from.
Where it came
Yeah.
from.
Yeah. So
Don't forget where you came from, eh? Nah.
That's deep though.
No, it's like
Remember
Nah,
when
it's
you-
deep though.
remember where you came from. But does money like change people or bring out who they truly are?
brings out who they truly are because again, not having money humbles you. There's no nobility in poverty. So yeah.
Yeah, Chris, I feel like you got something to say. Do you reckon it brings people out or it changes people? Because I know like there's a lot of saying where someone gets money and they're like, oh, nah, this guy has changed, you know, since he.
The kind of
Of
all
course
the,
it's changed.
I think it's both ways.
Of course it's changed, Bobby.
In
Yeah.
some aspects, it can be that
Both.
it's given them confidence to do things they wouldn't do when they were broke.
Yeah.
they start chewing gum.
Or in other ways, it could
It's a
be
thing.
the people around them are now seeing them differently just because they have that money.
Yeah.
So regardless of whatever happens, the person is changed.
Your value
Yeah,
increases,
because-
especially within your community. Your status.
Aside the
It's so
money,
sad.
this is also a question I used to ask, like people. When you get high or when you get drunk, just like the money question, does it bring out who you actually are or who you want to be?
Or who you want to be.
I feel like with drunkenness, it brings out what you want to do
Yeah.
in the moment.
Because they say drunk thoughts are sober thoughts, right?
Yes.
I didn't even
And
know that either.
I feel like money does a bit of everything. It brings out who you are, and what was the other one?
Changes,
what you
yeah.
want
What you want to do.
to, yeah, what you want
and
to be, yeah.
Yeah, again, maybe you try to live up to a status that is not who you are. It brings out the worst in you at the same time. And it can also bring the goodness in you, but I feel like it's more likely to bring bad than good.
Really?
Yes, because most of the time, rich people tend to hang out with other rich people. Because they become, I feel like more, I don't know, the way I feel about it, I'm not saying the way it is. So
Yeah.
before people come from my neck.
You can only speak on what you know.
Yeah.
I can only speak on what I know and what I've seen. Nothing is a statement of fact. But
Some
yeah,
things are facts. No. You
no,
can't
I'm
say
not
that.
saying. I'm saying that because I can say that,
Yeah.
but it's not true.
Right.
But this is just based off what I've seen and what I've come across.
Right.
But I cannot go there and tell people this is the truth. You must listen. No. But as I was saying, what was I saying?
You were saying that money. You were saying that.
Rich, what's it called? People, money, hang out with rich people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich people and rich people.
Because I feel like they become a bit more selfish, like because I feel like anyone who's got
Not
less
them.
money than me, they want my money.
Yeah.
You know, they become like you will probably not even when people who with less money are more likely to give
Yeah,
with
yeah.
people with more money because you know they don't feel as attacked. If
Yeah.
that makes
Give
sense.
in terms of value or give in terms of quantity? Because if we are to look at the people that give a lot in this world, most are billionaires and millionaires.
Yeah, they
in
give a
terms
lot
of
because
quantity.
I
But
feel
then
like no.
that's strategic.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
to
but no, we're not talking about
that's another.
We're not talking about that.
That's
They
another
give-
whole topic.
We're not
Sorry.
talking about the
They give to
advantages.
gain more.
We're
No,
not-
no,
we're
no,
not
no,
talking
no.
about
That's another whole
advantages
topic.
that
That's
comes
another
with
whole
them
You
giving.
use money to get money, but
We're
Yeah,
not talking
you
about
can't-
advantages. We're
just-
just talking about the
I'm-
act of giving.
I'm
Yeah.
very sorry to
Is it
say
valuable
this
or
for
is it-
those rich people who do actually give. because their heart wants to give, but I feel like those people, rich people who give, they want to be seen that they're giving. They want to show that they're giving, and they still have lots.
Some. Say some. Say some.
That's what it said. Those who.
That means every rich person that
No,
gives.
those who give. Not every rich person gives.
No, he said those who.
So every rich
if you
person
do
that
then-
gives. Those who give, no?
there are rich people that don't give. So yeah, those who
Okay,
give.
so
You're
Case-
correcting.
case in
my
point,
guy,
Keanu
my
Reeves
guy,
is
you're
rich,
correcting
no?
what you understand, okay?
Keanu Reeves is rich, no? He gives out millions and doesn't even broadcast it or none of that shit.
How do you know?
But people still find out because whoever the giving is being done to end up saying thanks on social media or some shit like that. Keanu doesn't have writers or reporters report on what he's doing, but people report on it.
He gives
You
me.
get it? So
because he
that's
has a lot to
totally
fall
there's
back on.
there's shit ton of
People
people
forget
that
that.
do
That's
acts
value.
that act of charity that don't have a broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So if you
that
say
happens.
people who give always do this, say some. That's fine.
But you understood, right?
No.
You did, but you corrected some. No, come on.
All right, anyways, go on. What
Yeah.
are you saying?
So
Rich people, some rich people that give.
Now, well, my point is that with these rich people, they give because when tax comes along, they can claim some of that back.
Hey, I would do
Some-
the same thing if I was in their position too.
no, but some
It's a
some of
form
them,
of tax evasion.
yeah.
some of them open their own charities and give to that
To
charity.
that charity, and
And then
then
make us a trust so that they have their kids
Although-
become board members of the trust,
Mhm.
and then they can take money from the trust.
or they'll buy the charity
We're putting
and then
you on game.
get the charity to buy his house, and then he'll say the charity owns the house, and then it's
No,
like.
Anyway,
They're playing
But I'm not
Hakimi.
saying that it's a bad thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, it's a way to keep money in your pocket. And
Yeah.
if he were
It's
given
just
that
being
same
smart, that's what it
opportunity,
is.
you would do it
I
as
mean,
well.
with these
Yeah, yeah.
governments, it's just being smart.
Yeah.
that's-
Because you learn. You learn when you earn more.
We've
Yeah.
gone way,
Yeah,
way, way
yeah.
off
Nah, it's
topic.
crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Bloody.
What?
Yeah,
what did
no,
I say that was wrong?
No, I'm just like from. Anyways,
Yeah.
it's okay. You didn't say anything wrong.
So what did I say that?
what do you think the impact on money has on younger people? More specifically, who do you think is impacted more from the chase of money, men or women, boys or girls, males or females?
That's a tough one.
Impacted in what way?
Who do you think chases for money, for lack of a better expression, grinds for money?
I really don't want to say this.
I think
but
it's just guys. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not. It's not something that should offend anyone. It's just guys. Like when we grow up, we're brought up as providers. No matter what. Like even if it's for your siblings, you know, even if you're like the third born and you have two girls that were born before you, you still see yourself as a provider for your siblings. You know, so you're more inclined to chase the money, to grind for money than a girl is. Like for example, a girl can just be going to uni and then she gets married and the guy's providing for everything. But as a guy, you can't be doing that. You get what I mean? You got to make sure you got that shit sorted out. You got everything sorted out in order to be able to do the wedding. Like you have to pay, you know, you have to pay for the wedding dress, all of those things,
Why
you
you
know.
putting people's
So
business out?
exactly, like I feel like not even just a wedding, just in everything. A wife can literally not have money and look after the children. You get me? As a guy, you can't do that, you know?
And there's not offending any of these people
As it
that might
proceeds to
take it the
offend.
wrong
Yeah.
way. It's just a statement. So
Yeah.
Would any of you want to be stay-at-home dads? Say your wife is the CEO of a $1 trillion company. The wife is a billionaire. Would you
Nigga,
want
give
to
me
be
that contract.
Hey,
Nigga,
hey,
give
hey.
me
I
that.
think
Give me
my
that
male
contract.
ego would tell me no.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be seen like that guy whose
Yeah,
wife
yeah.
is. But
go
Like a little
bigger.
bitch.
hey, if the money's there, I don't
Yeah,
mind
you
staying
Go
at home.
digger.
But then at the same time, like I don't feel that's my place.
I think
Yeah.
naturally I would just, whether she earns more than me, that's fine. But I would still want to work because I need to
Yeah.
do something for myself. Like I can't be a stay-at-home dad. She can earn more than me, but I'm not gonna be a stay-at-home dad. Naturally,
yeah.
no. I'm sorry.
Fuck you mean naturally?
Like
That's
like you
him.
said,
That's him.
naturally you a provider.
You're gonna be a provider
Although,
and a
you're
protector.
yeah, because end of the day, if she gets
What if
no, listen.
your provision is not providing? What you're trying to provide is not providing.
You do what you can.
What can you possibly provide that she cannot provide? She's a
No, but-
billionaire.
but then
your
the-
house is stocked. She sent you a stipend every. No, you don't even need a stipend. You have a copy of the card. You can use it whenever. She just says stay at home and take care of the kids.
So you're basically like a sugar baby then.
But I feel like
I can't, bro.
So you're basically like a sugar baby then. It's
Because
like,
when she wants it, then I
Nah,
have to
bro.
give.
I feel like I feel like this toxic masculinity.
toxic masculinity speaking.
Nah, I think-
Me or
I
you?
feel like not like this. I feel like it's toxic masculinity.
Like,
you
I
saying
don't
you
think
cannot
so.
stay at home.
I
or be
cannot.
a stay-at-home dad.
Would you
I
do it?
can't. Naturally, I cannot, bro. It's not because I don't want to.
naturally or personally.
It's because
Personally,
I'm just.
I would
Yeah.
say I would find that hard because I feel that's my job.
Yeah.
So then I'll be like, what am I meant to do now?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
feel like a part of
Would
you's
you
been taken
would
away.
you feel like? Would you feel like?
I'm not saying it's bad. Like if,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
your
it's not
wife
bad.
is doing that, that's good. I would encourage my wife to do
Yeah.
that.
Would you
But
feel-
it just would make me feel like, okay, what do I do now?
Take care of the kids.
All right, question.
Because traditionally, that's the role
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
assigned to a male. So
Naturally.
then if that's naturally. But then, like, if that's
What is
taken
naturally?
from- like
Hold
that's
on,
either-
hold on,
think
hold
again
on,
and
hold on.
biblically,
The laws of nature keep on reinventing
Biblically, if you
Oh,
look at it,
biblically. I
that's
thought
how
I
it
thought you
is.
meant typically. Oh no.
It's the same thing by Christian version.
No, yeah, Christian.
Yeah,
The laws of nature keep on reinventing themselves. What used to be normal back in our grandparents' times is not normal now. Time changes. So what do you mean naturally?
I would also add with that, it depends where you are. For example, in Africa, certain parts of Africa,
You just
the
can't.
male is the one who goes
Why
out.
can't
the
you?
female.
That's what I want to understand. Is it toxic masculinity?
No, no,
I don't think
no.
it's-
Like I 100% support
Yeah.
my wife to be
I
in
would
that
do
position.
it. I would in a heartbeat.
It's just because
You're doing it for the money, though. You're thinking of
No,
the
no,
money.
no, you said-
Like, okay, put
Okay,
you.
okay. I have a question. Does it make you feel less of a man for doing that?
Hell
yeah,
no.
not less of a man. It's just more so like you don't know what to do. Like, what do you do now?
Yeah.
Take care of the kids.
Yeah, but that's not. It's not like that's not,
it's not-
what I was
not the-
designed to do.
Yeah,
wait,
it's
it's
not
not-
the
it's
nat-
not-
I was
it's not
designed
natural.
to provide and protect.
Okay, so if you're designed to
So-
provide and protect, and your wife is already providing more than you can ever imagine,
but that-
and has the financial capabilities to secure you
Sorry.
guys more than
Chris.
you all can be secured for,
Yeah.
do you still attach your purpose to providing and protecting?
Honestly, for me,
Yeah,
My
I
guy's
would
still
say
thinking,
yes.
bro.
yeah, like
I would say yes.
I think
I'll just have to find
I
some
think-
other way to be useful because I want
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
Exactly.
You want to be useful.
So your use would have to be taking care of
Look.
the kids. Now, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with you want to provide, you want to protect.
Yeah.
You can always provide. What's the basis of provision for your family or for your kids? To take care of them. Exactly. Now you've been given the opportunity to take care of your kids 24/7 without any burden of finance or any burden of external security or anything like that. What situation do you think is better? To protect your kids from
No, yeah,
work
speak on
or
it,
to
speak on it.
protect your kids when you're home with them?
Yeah.
I guess when you're home, I would
Okay.
agree with that.
Okay, Chris.
Counter.
Okay, Mr. Host.
Yeah, you got
Remove-
me there. I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
no, no, no. He did not get you. Wait.
No,
Remove
just
that
go to-
money. You and your wife are earning the exact same amount, right? But one of you guys needs to stay home and look after the kids. Would you still do it?
That's a different scenario.
No.
If we need to split it, we'll split it. If you can take leave
No, no,
for
no.
2
Would you
months
still,
and stay
as a
at home,
man, would you
Like,
still
I
answer
think-
the question, bro?
If-
Would you still do
if
it?
there's a need for me to, yes.
Yeah. Like honestly, for me,
You
right?
100% do it.
Yes, if there's a need for me to, yes.
Okay, I just
I mean,
want
yeah,
to
but
know.
children-
In circumstances,
No, because-
if say we're both working 40 hours. Her job is more stressful than my job. And I can easily do my job, say, from home. Or I can relocate my job to home and take care of the kids whilst I'm working. I will do it.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
No,
If
no.
it was from
if
what
the
he's
situ-
saying,
if the situation
I
is-
would do
if
that
the
too.
But with that one, you're still working though.
Listen, if the situation is equal,
Yeah.
then it becomes a sacrifice thing. But here's the case: in like you said, naturally, most men work, and then the wives are stay-at-home wives.
Yeah.
We don't ask the women, or you pay on naturally statement. We don't ask the women to elevate themselves to a working standard and then do what? Make a sacrifice of staying. They naturally want to stay at home and take. And I'm saying, what if the roles were reversed?
Yeah.
And the woman is elevated in the family and the financial status, because that's what the man supposedly is in the family. Your protection and your provision is attached to financial gain.
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
Exactly. So why is it that when the roles is reversed, you are finding problem of trying to equal it?
I think what Peter is trying to say is that I think what Peter is
Can
trying
I
to say.
say what I'm trying to say?
Okay, go on.
Nah, he made a good point though.
No, I understand your point, but what I'm failing to understand is why is it like, why was money involved for you in the first place? Why did you have to put such a large amount of money for you to be able to make that sacrifice? I still don't get
Because
that.
what he's saying is, right, his role is to go out as a guy, to go out and make money for the family.
Naturally, right? Is that what you're saying, or is it
That-
just?
That's what you said.
So he's saying his role is to go out.
But he said
No,
naturally
hold
the
on.
female
Yeah.
stays
So
home, so
naturally, like
we're naturally-
typically the
You said naturally.
Right.
I didn't bring
Typically, the
anything
female-
about naturally in it.
You did for the women's side.
I was using your argument to counter argue what you were saying.
Okay.
Yo, Peter,
We'll be
you know what I
continue.
could say? In the animal kingdom, there are certain species of animals where the father stays, looks after the eggs. The mother's the one that goes get.
But we're talking in this kingdom, brother.
Yeah, but then it's like
Let-
I feel in that aspect he's right, because it depends on what environment and what situation and what's beneficial at that time. So I think
Okay,
what it's
I
saying
understand that it depends on the
also to-
circumstance. Now I'm giving the same way he gave us a circumstance where the wife is earning billions of dollars and you're earning squat.
Okay,
Whatever.
let
me finish.
No,
No, wait.
Let's take it. Not
Hold on.
not billions of dollars.
So now my question, listen first. Now my question is, you have the option whether she can work or you can work. It's between you two. It doesn't matter who works. You're both earning the 100K a year. You gotta
Now,
provide.
we can't both earn 100K a year. That means that will be a sacrifice. Someone has to sacrifice.
That's exactly what I'm
means
asking.
someone has to
compromise.
Would you
Yeah.
compromise? You haven't answered that question.
I think
That's because your scenario is making it seem there's a level of equality where someone needs to sacrifice. Per your statement.
No, put it
per
no,
your-
because that's the times we live in.
per-
Everything is equal. That's
I
what
think
they
it's a
want.
reasonable question Peter is
It
asking.
is a reasonable question, you know.
I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
Yeah, it's
Would
a
you-
reasonable question.
Why is it
Would
that
you
we have to answer
compromise
your
to stay
question?
home? Would you compromise to stay
I
home
will.
and take? Sorry.
I will.
Okay, then that's it then.
So why didn't you just say that from the beginning?
Because
Instead
you
of
are trying to create a scenario where it doesn't fit into
No.
your naturally statement.
No. The reason, listen.
You're stating
No.
from
I'm
past.
sorry.
Men go to work.
That's what he said from
Women
the past.
stay
I
at
said
home.
naturally. No, I said naturally. I would want to literally
Provide and
work
protect.
and provide and protect. Whether my wife earns more than me.
So
The reason
you
why I
want to
asked.
work
Listen first. The
and
reason why
provide.
I asked you. Is because you put the money factor into it, the billions of dollars. That I felt like you would only do it because of the money. That's what you made it out to be.
The $1 billion was just an exaggeration.
The point was more money. The point was more money.
Because men that go to work with wives that are stay-home wives, the men have more money than the women. The men control the financial power of the family. That is the basis of one staying at home and one going to work, because one is making enough money to take care of the one that's staying at home and the situation at home. The $1 billion was just an exaggeration. If my wife is making enough money to take care of us without needing me to work, I will stay at home. Without a shadow of a doubt. I'll wear boxers and singlets and be walking around.
I think, anyways, it's
No,
okay.
honestly,
I've made my point clear.
I'll
but
wake up at 3 a.m.
And make the kids breakfast.
and make
Take them to
milk
school.
and make milk for the baby to drink. I will take him to school, drop him off, pick him up, go for PT
Okay.
and all that.
So-
They're your
Look,
children.
no,
so,
all that
So-
shit.
so
I
before we get into
regardless whether you're working, you should obviously be helping, but that's not the point.
We're not talking about. Listen, we're talking
He's
about.
talking about roles for a man and a woman. That's what he's talking about.
I think I get what you're saying.
yeah.
I get what he's
He's
saying.
saying as well.
What you're saying, I feel, if I'm right, is your role is maybe a little bit more dependent on you providing more than the wife.
Look, let me just clarify once and for all.
so-
Let me just clarify
yeah.
once and for all. The reason why I'm, so anal about this from the beginning is because the money fact, and we already cleared that up. It wasn't about money. That's what you said. The way you laid the whole thing out, I felt like you would only do it because she's earning so much more money. But if she was earning the same amount of money or less money than you would never do it. Like you don't care. Like you have to.
Let me also ask you this question. How many stay-at-home wives do you know earn the same amount of money from staying at home that their husband is making working?
I know a few stay-at-home moms who work. Sorry, who? No, let me sorry, English is my fourth language. Guys.
played yourself.
Apologies.
Don't use that.
Apologies.
Don't use that.
Shut up. You probably speak one language. That's not the point, though. Sorry, what I was meant to say was, like, I know women who are stay-at-home moms because naturally it's their position, and they were earning. Listen first, bro. But they were earning just as much as their husband was making. They could have given birth and stopped and gone back to work, but the baby doesn't come out of the man; it comes out of the woman, and naturally is why they look after them.
That's what I've been saying.
But then again,
he's
like,
saying
for
about
example,
roles.
I would say my auntie, once she gave birth, she went back to working because not every woman is going to need that same amount of time to recover.
Yeah.
And I feel it's not so much how you feel; it's more so how is it going to benefit your
Both of us.
situation.
I think you look at the family.
And that's why I agree with him because if my wife is making more money and it's beneficial for us,
What's the point in
for me,
working?
then what's the point?
You know, I believe
then as
someone
long
out
as-
there understands exactly
No,
what
no,
I'm
like-
saying.
No, for
No,
me, it's
no,
more
no.
so as long as I'm able to do my part. It's not to say that I'm taking a back seat. I'm still doing something. It's just that it's not what I would normally go to.
innately-
It doesn't have the
doing.
financial gain it usually has.
Yeah.
A lot of people, that's why I asked that simple question. You said naturally it is in a man's role to provide and protect. And I gave that example. Would you rather protect your child from an office that's 20 Ks away, or would you rather protect your child from the same house y'all are in the same time? What's provision? I asked the same question.
Right.
Providing for your child, literally, is you spending time with them, nurturing them, raising them to become the adults you want them to be. No? What's provision aside the financial status of being able to buy things for them? What else do you want to provide for them? And your wife is already working and making enough to sort that out without anyone being in a bad spot.
That's the point, though. I mean, that's the point there.
No,
If it's
that's-
benefiting,
If it's benefiting the family, then what's the
Then-
point in working?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
I'm
how
the
I
only
said-
factor here is
Isn't that the whole point of a stay-at-home mom?
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
dad is making enough
Enough
to
so she
cover
doesn't
the
have to.
financial
Yeah.
situation of the family. So
Like
why can't you do that when the roles are reversed? Because it's in your nature to protect and
I
provide.
didn't say I couldn't do it.
But I just think
I specifically said I would definitely do it, but naturally I would want to. Then meaning I would have to make that
Naturally-
sacrifice
yeah.
and put everything that my heart wants or my body wants,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you want to call it, put that aside and put the family first before I put myself.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm a husband, I'm a father. That's what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I think going back, you guys basically agree, just trying to get both points across. Honestly, like I think, but I do get it. Like
Ouch, jeez.
personally, I feel like how I'm brought up, my beliefs, the way my parents, taught me, it's kind of like I have to provide in terms of financial. And I feel like if you strip everything down, right? Humans, if we were to strip everything away, no matter what situation, men would have to be the one to go forward and protect. And I feel like when money is involved, money is a way to protect you, if that makes sense. Because if I'm going to
Provide
work,
security, yeah.
if I'm going to work, I can't be there, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not saying I don't agree with Chris. I agree with him because if my wife is making billions, and
stay home.
I'm making 100,000, right?
That wasn't Chris's statement.
No, I'm saying,
No,
like,
his statement wasn't that way. He said you're not making anything.
Yeah,
Your
you're
wife
not
is
making
millions.
anything.
Your
But-
job is to stay home and take care of the
yeah,
kids.
if I'm not making anything, where am I gonna go?
Back to your parents, brother.
If I'm not making anything, where am
True
I gonna
though.
go? And I feel like
I'm just saying what he said.
if I'm not
But
making anything,
you're
then I
taking
shouldn't.
away the fact that I said you have a copy of the card that you can use at any time.
Yeah.
But you still
Look,
no.
the more then
You can use
it
it.
just
What he's
becomes
saying
about
is that
money,
you're not
then. It
working
just
at all.
becomes
Yeah.
about money,
You have the
But I
then.
copy of
think
the
if
card that you can use.
I feel like if you're not working at all, you shouldn't even be trying to get in a marriage, Like as a guy, you should not be going to marry.
Situations can change.
Actually, no. The thing is, if girls make money, they tend to go for guys that make more money than them, naturally. Naturally, a girl will never go for a guy that makes less money than them.
The date up.
They'll date up.
Girls date up, guys date down.
Never
Guys
say
date down.
never.
The thing is, whenever you
But
start,
in some
if-
circumstances,
if
we
the
have
roles
those
change-
Some
who
do have
circumstances,
some
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
There-
obviously.
There are girls
But I'm
that date
talking-
broke men.
But I feel like if the roles ever change and the girl's making more money, most of the time, I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time, they started off either making the same or the guy started making a bit more, and over time, it went like that. It's never the girl is making. If a girl is making, let's say, $2 billion a year, I don't think she'll
no,
go.
no.
Okay, let's say she's making 500,000. I don't
not
think
look
she'll
at the
date
barista's way.
I don't think she'll date a guy who's making 60,000. You get what I mean? But
You'd
if
be
a guy is
surprised,
making,
brother. You'd
part
be
of that
surprised.
is ego as well.
Yeah.
Like, and with that, it's like, I think some respect should be there because there's people out there, I'll say, who, male or female, when they start earning more than the other,
they start.
it's a way of them to depress or
Yeah,
like put
yeah.
their foot down.
Suppress, yeah.
The other person. So I feel if a woman earns
More.
as long as she's still respecting her
man.
man as she
Okay.
was before,
So
it's calm.
doesn't mean we make or guys make more, so they cannot have women or their partners suppress them.
I don't think
I
we
think
have
in
that.
some aspects, yes. Some guys, if
Some
they
guys,
are uncomfortable with it, they would make that a thing where they make more. That way, she respects him. Others, they don't care.
Can I ask a quick question? All right, I'll just go around. Right? Do you want to make more money than your wife?
I don't care.
No, I'm saying like.
That's a hard one to answer, to be
No,
honest.
no. Okay.
It's not a
So
hard
let's
one
say,
to
let's
answer.
say,
It's not a hard one to
it's
answer.
okay.
Because I-
Okay. Who would you want to make more money?
Literally, I don't care.
You don't care.
I-
No, that's
if-
cool.
If my wife is making 10x more than I am making, and she
Yeah, yeah.
respects me and gives me the respect and adoration.
Okay, I'll change.
that
I'll
I
change it
need,
up. I'll change it up.
I don't
There-
mind.
There's an offer on the table, right? 2 jobs. One is paying 500K. The other is paying 100K, right? And the person goes, you guys have to choose who takes whichever job, right? So one's a pharmacist, one's a nurse, you know. So we go. The nurse makes 100K. Pharmacist makes 500K. Which one would you choose? Would you want your wife to be the pharmacist?
Can we?
who makes
Can myself and my partner sit down and discuss it before, or do I have to make a selfish decision based
Bobby,
on what I want?
Sorry?
Bobby,
No, like as a
end
man,
of the
I'm talking
day,
about,
if
Yeah.
you and your wife are choosing that, all that money is 600K is coming
it's,
home.
it's still coming home.
So
Yeah. No, what was that?
600K is coming home. That's all I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
say. But
See,
I feel like
that's the whole point
not,
that he was making with the whole money thing. It's always gonna
Preferably,
come-
I would say I'd want the 500K because I want to take care of her.
Yeah.
But if we discussed and circumstances, for example,
Yeah.
she's more knowledgeable in that field than
Yeah.
I am, go
Of
for
course, for sure.
it. But preferably, I would want to
preferably,
be that
yeah.
person.
So,
that
yeah.
I
I
can
think
take care
that's
of.
Are you
most
saying
guys.
it all comes down to do you want to be a pharmacist or a nurse?
Yeah, but I think like
According to his question,
I'm
of
thinking
course.
like,
I'd go with the pharmacist.
but preferably most guys would want to be the ones to make the most.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not gonna
true.
lie, that's
Yeah,
true.
To
I want
avoid
to
to
take
avoid issues because yeah. Oh,
Nigga, give my money, man.
It's not another whole topic. Chris.
Yeah. No, like that's what I think. I think preferably guys will prefer to make more money in general because you, as you said, you take care of your wife. You know, like you don't want to be, yo, babe, let's go on a date. Where's that money you made?
Like, how many girls ask to go out on a
No,
date
but
like that?
I'm saying you get what I mean.
I feel like that's a question for your girlfriend, not your wife.
Yeah.
That's different.
No, I'm saying babes. I said babes. I didn't say girlfriend. I said
No,
babes.
but
It doesn't
Your
matter what
wife
you
could
said.
be
I
your
also said
babes,
what I
bro.
said, bro.
Nah,
If
babes,
I have a girl that's from say a rich family and
Yeah.
I'm broke, whatever, and I know she's willing to throw the money out anytime, I'll be on that shit 24/7. Oh,
She
let's
got the
go
heat.
here, let's go.
Yeah.
Same way I don't mind if I'm making the money and Shorty's like, let's go.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Do you get it? I don't get why gender roles or gender, especially when it comes to bringing up a family, has to be the woman should do this, and the man should help the woman do this, and the man should do this, and the woman should help the man do this.
Because
Why can't we have the man do what the woman is doing and the woman doing what the man is doing?
Because I think it comes down to the woman being able to love better than the man. Just simple. As guys, we see
more nurturing.
More nurturing. As guys, we see respect as love. Girls see love as love, if that makes sense. Like, they want love. You can respect a girl as much, but if you're not loving her the way she's meant to be loved, she would not feel love. But as a guy,
You're not gonna
you can love
her
if
if she doesn't respect you.
So that's the same thing. If she doesn't
she
respect
can love you and not respect you.
she can love you.
No, she can't love you if she doesn't respect you.
Yeah. So if you're not feeling that respect as a guy, right, you're not going to be able to. I think when love comes down with the whole nurturing thing, that's why normally, typically, it tends to be the woman that stay at home, because like the connection that a mother has with the child came out of their stomach is different.
It's deeper than what it is. It's the same way they say that you wouldn't leave your child at the daycare where it's all men. You find it weird, right? It's true. It's true. Like would you leave your child at the daycare where it's all men?
Why do you think the bond between a mother and the child is deep? Because of the time they spend together.
Yeah.
That is why it's deep.
And that's why I feel
And
like
scientifically, there's some hormone that is released that deepens that.
Yeah, because during the whole 9 months of pregnancy
know
or
what
whatever,
hormone is called,
it's intimate. But are you trying to tell me the bond between a mom and the child will be stronger if the situation was reversed, just like the stay-at-home dad?
No.
You mother carried the child for 9 months.
Yeah.
Immediately she gave birth, wait a month, get back to work. Dad switches, comes to stay at home with the child till the child is 18. Do you think the bond between the mom and the child will be stronger than the bond between the child and the dad?
No.
Exactly.
Obviously, no.
It's clearly because of the time.
But what we are
spent
saying
together.
is that women are more nurturing. That's what it is. It's been that way it's been that way like for a very long time.
Yeah.
You can't change that. It is what it is.
But
That's why I asked the
also
question.
answering his question.
That's why the
with
question-
why
Would
the
you-
roles are
would
like
you-
that.
I'm not disagreeing with it. You get
I'm not
what-
disagreeing with him, but I'm saying, like, would you leave your child at the daycare where it's all men? Would you do that?
Yes. What's wrong with it?
I
It's
ain't
a
gonna do that,
daycare.
bro.
If
It's a
they
daycare.
He says
have a
ye-
reputation that
he
is
says yes now.
sure.
But you best believe his
Nah, but
daughter's right here.
it's a daycare.
And it
Like
takes
you said,
time.
if we're going to go into the intricacies of what a daycare is, who can have a daycare, licenses to have a daycare, training to have a daycare.
They were going deeper than that. But what I'm saying,
if
they
they're
were-
men, what's wrong with it?
if you're gonna go deeper, they were going deeper than that. Obviously, yes.
What's wrong with it? What's wrong with leaving your child at a
Okay,
daycare
there's nothing wrong with it, but
children?
you'd question it.
Why would I question it?
You would question
All right,
it.
fine. All
I
right,
think
cool.
you would question it because it's something that's not normal
It's
to
unusual to
you.
you. You'd be like,
Yeah.
Yes, it's
But
not
if
normal
it
to
was
you.
something you grew up doing, you would find it normal.
You find it normal, but
then
in
again,
society,
the thing with the roles
sorry,
is
what's your name
because
again? Smith. Smith. Oh my. Would you take your child to an all-male childcare, like with
But then
male?
at
Hold on,
this,
hold on.
if you grew up
No,
in a
it's just a
daycare
yes
that
or
was
no
just
question for
men,
me, bro.
you would feel okay with that, right?
Well, the thing is, in my culture,
Yeah.
generally my mother or my partner's mother, they just come over and take care of the child.
No, they
So
can't.
women do it, right? So women
that-
do it.
that
So
was-
that is what he's grown up seeing.
Yeah.
But in society,
Yeah,
that
I'm
is what we
saying
have
that
seen.
if-
Okay, now you still didn't.
But
answer
I'm
the
saying
question, so-
if you grow up in a society where it's the
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
that did it, you'd find it normal.
That is
which
if-
makes his point right.
Yeah.
But if you grow up in a society
Society
where
where women
women
do it.
did
Do you
it,
know what the
you'd
weird
also
thing is?
find
Yeah,
it normal.
but that is the smallest if. That is the
Yeah.
smallest if.
Yeah.
We don't normally see that, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
talk about what we
Counter.
normally see, right?
Yeah.
And normally we see women
almost 100%
raise
of
children.
the time you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
see that.
That's what I'm saying.
Almost
And
100%.
That's to answer
we
his
talk about the
question.
majority, not the minority, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about. We can't sit here and say that. We can't sit here and say that.
He would find a way. I
All
don't know
dogs
why you guys
back,
are even
but this one
fighting.
doesn't back.
He would find a way.
But still,
You would find a way
yeah.
to take your child to just a child care. I know in your culture, you guys, your in-laws and stuff, but you would find a way if you took your child to a child care and you just a bunch of guys, yeah, we're gonna take your daughter. Yeah. Like, you're gonna be like, oh, it's okay.
You know, it's
toxic
a bit-
masculinity.
It's not toxic masculinity. We talk about. It's not toxic masculinity.
So
It's
you're
not.
trying to tell me every guy talks like that?
No, that's not the point.
That's not the point.
No,
he's
no,
trying to
see,
make.
see, that's the thing. That's
What
the
you're
thing.
doing now is you're trying to portray a certain character attached to
Look.
males in a certain field. Do you get what I mean? No.
That's not.
No,
That's not what he's trying to say.
the
I'll
point.
back you up on this one. I'll back you up on this
it's like
one.
finding male nurses. In your word, naturally, if you talk about a nurse, our mind goes straight to a female being a nurse.
I was thinking of.
So
I
if
had
you
guy
go
nurse
to a
last
hospital,
time.
so you're trying to tell me if you go to a hospital or a clinic and
Last time I was in hospital.
No, that's
two male
different.
nurses, bro.
That is very
and all the
different.
nurses are males,
That is
you
very
wouldn't-
different.
You wouldn't
No,
stay there.
That is very different. And
That's so different.
nurse is very different. Raising a child, going to daycare and being a nurse is totally different.
A vulnerable child.
It's totally different. It's very different. We're talking about what we normally see. We normally see male nurses, right?
Have you stayed?
Don't
have,
we see?
Have
No,
you
no.
stayed?
No,
have
no,
you
no.
stayed
No, no,
a
no.
week in hospital?
Wait,
before?
What?
Like I said,
Have you
no,
stayed
no,
a
no.
week in hospital before?
No weekdays, yes.
Do you know the shit nurses deal with? You think a nurse can go
But
through the
we're
shit
talking about what
of
we
taking-
normally see.
Of taking
Don't
care
we
of a
normally see male
grown
nurses?
adult.
Chris, don't we normally see male nurses?
You started seeing male nurses when it became a norm. I'm talking about take yourself back to when male nurses were not a thing,
So
and
when-
then you move
when are
into
we-
a hospital
when-
and you find
when
a
did
We've
male
always
nurses
nurse.
seen
back
male
in the
nurses.
past.
We've always seen male nurses. We've normally seen male nurses. Even in Ghana, growing up, we've seen male nurses. We're talking about going to daycare. We don't normally
know
see
more
men.
male nurses than
We don't
female
normally
nurses.
see men going to daycare business, right? We see women do
Ask
it.
your grandma if when she was growing up she saw male nurses in the hospital.
Bro, we're in
That's what I'm
2023.
talking
I don't know
about.
why you're bringing it back. We're talking
Okay,
about right now.
if we're to have this conversation in 2030 and then
But we're having the conversation in 2023.
There's shit
But
ton
he's-
of
he's
male
also
run
valid.
daycare.
Yeah.
Then,
point.
then
you be-
fine.
we're
No,
not
then,
saying
then in that year, it is normal now. We can talk about that. But now it's not normal. We don't normally see that. We talk about what we normally see.
Exactly.
And
That's
that
what
makes
I'm
it
saying.
right.
What?
Doesn't make it right.
It doesn't make you right.
Okay.
It doesn't make you right. But
So why is it
we-
right for you to question it? Because it's listen, it's normal.
I can't question because
maybe
it's
it was
human.
right years
It's
ago,
normal
but it
human
wasn't right.
instinct.
Come on,
It's
bro.
human instincts to question something that's not a norm.
Okay, can we
But for
agree?
you to
Yeah,
for
no,
you to
no,
find a
agree.
problem with
The
it,
funny
What
thing
is there
is,
to
I feel
agree?
like
All
what
right,
everyone
can
is
you
saying, no
agree
one
that it will
disagrees.
be your decision will be based off of what you've grown up seeing?
Yeah,
That's
that's all it is.
what you can say.
Yeah.
Yes, of
Like I
course.
feel
There
like
you go.
Like I said
Because if
before,
you grew up
like I
in a
said
country
before,
where it's just men, you obviously say yes
no,
to
even
that.
scrap that. If you grew up in a situation where you're comfortable with kids being around males or kids being around male figures, you will be totally okay with taking your child.
I've been saying
it's
that
about-
for the
it's
past
about how-
5 minutes.
it's about
I've
how
been
you-
saying
it's
that.
about how
to,
you
to a daycare that's run by men. Case in point, I'm not even.
What's your name, please? What's your name, please?
Emmanuel.
This fictional.
Emmanuel.
This fictional. When we were little, there was this Eddie Murphy movie called Daddy Daycare.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
I remember, yeah.
Wasn't the daughter helping?
No.
That Daddy
Those
Day,
for men.
Daddy. Why don't we
Yeah,
have?
Daddy Daycare.
Don't we have female daycare
Continue
that
with
have
Daddy
men
Daycare,
in the
bro.
background running shit?
yeah.
So don't make it seem like it's all 100% women or 100% men.
No, that's not what we're trying to make it
But
seem. It's
what
not
I'm trying to
100%
say,
men or
we
women.
had
It's talking about
a
normalities.
daycare called Daddy Daycare. Obviously, in the beginning, you had people that were questioning it, and then they came to find out that Daddy Daycare is just like any other daycare that has the same standards as any other daycare.
what have
but
we been saying?
The only difference is it's run by men.
So what have we been saying then?
Did they question it after that? No. So
Yeah,
why
but
do you guys
We
make
are
it
not
seem
saying there's
like
not minorities. I'm
Yeah.
speaking on the majority. What really happens in
Yeah.
today's world? That's what I'm speaking on.
I think he's already proved our point. Sorry to cut you off. I really do think he's already proved our point. Like you said.
For fuck's sakes, is that about proving points? Or
No. Let us, I think he's already proved our point because he said in that movie, they questioned it. End of story. Before they accepted the question because it's not a normality to them.
But
Yeah.
first off, you asked the question: Would you be okay? That's what he asked. He asked me
yeah.
a question, and I said yes, I will be okay. And then you try and justify why my answer shouldn't be okay.
No, we
Do you
didn't
get what
justify
I mean?
that.
That's
No.
literally what you did.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
what justification do we give you?
Can we talk about something else?
There you go, folks.
Now
But
we still have time. We
everyone,
can't just end it.
everyone has a valid point. That's what I'm saying.
We are valid
His
points.
point is valid. Your point is valid.
Okay.
His point is valid because if you grew up in an area where that
That's what
was
you
a norm,
see.
you're gonna be inclined to also agree with it. If you grow up in an area where
It's
this
not a normal
is
thing.
a norm, you're also gonna be inclined to be like, wait a minute, what's going on? But obviously, in certain other like scenarios, certain things should be kept how they are because there's rules and there's a way of doing things for a reason.
Yeah.
Can you all agree on that?
No, definitely.
So do we believe that genders we have roles? Do we have roles?
Yeah.
So what is a woman's role?
Caleb.
I think a woman.
No, I'm just asking a question.
I think
because
a woman's role is
If I go off the Bible,
yeah,
can
it
tell
depends
you what it
depends
is.
on how you're raised, right? If what's it called?
So speak on
Like,
what you know.
but
Speak on what you know.
personally, when I was in Ghana, when I was in Ghana, right?
Yeah.
It was so hard from where I was brought up. You would never see a guy in the kitchen. You'd never see a guy in the kitchen. But when I came here, it was normal. Do
Yeah.
you get what? And my mom told me that if I want to go marry someone, I need to know how to cook.
Okay, I was literally about to ask.
I need to know how
the
to
question
cook. That's what my mom said. But when we were back in Ghana,
They
my
didn't
mom
tell you
would
that.
never let my dad cook.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So I think it depends the roles depend where you're brought up.
Yeah, where you're brought up
Yeah.
and how the
Yeah.
type of lifestyle you live.
Yeah.
So then,
I reckon
so the
with
question
him,
I asked,
Yeah.
you've already answered it fine for me.
Yeah.
I wasn't seeking
Yeah.
for
No, I get what you mean.
any like,
No.
like intelligent answer. or
Yeah, but
anything. I'm
Mookie
just-
was about to
but
say
with
something.
him, I think, because in Africa, that's the family dynamic.
Yeah.
Here it's different
di-
because both parties are
Are working, yeah.
So obviously, you do things to help each other.
Yeah.
If one person just comes and sits,
Yeah.
and the other
Tired.
person's at work, comes back and then has to cook,
Yeah.
obviously that creates an inconvenience.
Yeah.
But if
Breadwinners
it's
don't
a
know
shared thing,
genders.
then it's calm.
Yeah.
But simple question. We keep on going back to what we're
No,
used.
we're going over.
We keep on going back to
don't
what
have to go
we're
1
used to, or what we've seen, or
Yeah.
what we've grown up with. Is that an excuse to justify something being right, and something being wrong?
I think it's only wrong when
If
You
it's
see-
oppressive.
yeah, or like you can't say because for example about my mom being in Ghana, right? If my mom allowed my dad to come in the kitchen and anyone was to see, like it'd be like, what are you doing? Does that make sense? Like when I went back to Ghana, I saw like recently,
Vulnerable wife.
I saw certain stuff. I'll go home and the guy will come home. The lady will serve the guy. You get what I mean? Right now, sometimes my mom here should be like, serve your own food. Like it's normal. My dad doesn't get offended, but people in Ghana will get offended because like.
And my wife, you should do
I've gone home. So
so it
I
depends where you
wouldn't
grew
say
up.
that's wrong. Does that make sense? Because
That's what they know.
that's their culture.
That's
I
what they
can't
know,
tell you
yeah.
that your culture is wrong. That's why I feel like the Western does to other cultures that, if you're not going for the gay agenda or this, you're wrong. But that's their culture. You can't really say that just because you guys are doing it this way over here means that the way that you guys are doing it is wrong, if that makes sense, you know?
It's like I asked the question about the Uganda bill that it just passed. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
And then they said it's their country, it's their rules,
Yeah.
right? So that's their thing. So
If-
we can't really speak on that because it's their thing.
If 90% of the people in the country say it's right, and that's how they want to go by, they go by it, bro.
Isn't like Qatar and stuff against that, anyways?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are against
So,
it.
but why is it a problem when they do it?
But
But
some
yeah,
of
the
these things, for me, I go through by it biblically.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm Christian. And I'm always going to use
Go
that
that
as
way.
my guidance.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that everyone else has to do what I'm doing, but that's
Yeah,
how
yeah.
I kind of look at it.
You wouldn't live by that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other people want to live by that, and that is not a problem to you. You just wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for Chris's question, I think it just comes down to what things you use to guide your life. You know, the measures that you use to guide your life. As you said, you use the biblical stuff to guide your life, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure Smith over there uses the Quran to guide his life, right? Yeah, so it's totally different from
Happy Mula, sorry.
it's totally different from someone who does not believe, who's an atheist. You know, they go by whatever.
The freestyling.
Yeah, you know, like Jay-Z, they're doing whatever they can on the beat. And however it comes out, you get me? So I think that's where it comes down to, you know. So what I think is right, someone might think that it's all right, you know. Or, I mean, we think
wrong.
that is wrong. Yeah.
I mean, that one,
Yeah.
it's been like that for ages.
Yeah.
We can't really force people to do what we think is right.
Yeah.
But there are other things there that is like generally right.
Yeah.
You can't just do that.
Yeah.
There are things that are like overall.
Yeah.
you can do that. So yeah, we could give like numerous examples if you want to speak on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. You know, it just depends on how the guidelines you have for your own life. You know, that's what determines what's right and what's wrong.
But you feel like in that sense, do you feel like it works when it comes to like marriage? Does it work when the guy?
Well, that's another hot topic.
Yeah.
What?
When
Yeah.
all-
No, you're saying.
Peter, what?
No, you're saying.
No, I'm saying like, do you feel like Western world and like the African, like, does it work when it comes to like marriage and stuff like that?
I
I
think
would say every marriage is bespoke to that couple.
Yeah.
What works for this
Won't
might
work
not work
for
for that.
Yeah.
And you can't base off Western and then say, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's not going to be a fair comparison.
Yeah.
Because each one will have different things.
Different things, you know.
Every
working for them.
marriage has their own way of.
Yeah,
Yes.
Every marriage
Between-
has its own identity.
Them and the two couples to decide what's going to work for them.
What's
two.
going to work for them, eh? No, but yeah. The guidance, you know.
Yeah, nah, for sure, guidance. Guidance for sure.
Guidance is important, eh? Anyway. It was a good conversation. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you all for
Mandungu.
coming through.
And I
Boss
thought it was
man.
about mental health.
We drifted from mental health all the way to like
for an hour.